You take away the traditional family unit, and you have struck at the very heart of our existence as a society. It's not just a moral issue, it's a social issue. The effects on the individual's identity, self-esteem, and the family are nearly irreparable. The confusion, the loss of dignity, and the extreme medical conditions that result from this lifestyle touches all of our lives.
You know, I guess the point is that our family really isn't so different from any other Iowa family. You know, when I'm home, we go to church together, we eat dinner, we go on vacations. But, you know, we have our hard times too, we get fights. You know, actually, my mom, Perry, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000. It's a devastating disease that put her in a wheelchair, so we've had our struggles. But, you know, we're Iowans. We don't expect anyone to solve our problems for us. We'll fight our own battles. We just hope for equal and fair treatment from our government.
I don't think it's a matter of trying to put anybody down. I have someone in my own family who's homosexual. I love that person with all of my heart. He means a whole lot to me. I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about tonight is doing what is right. It's been reiterated over and over again, and that is make sure that people have the right to vote.
Please do not give in to the emotional bullying by those who want to deny Iowans the right to vote on a constitutional amendment defining marriage. Not only do we want the right to vote on this issue, but ladies and gentlemen, we, the people of Iowa, deserve the right to vote.
To be sure, and in full disclosure, I support marriage as created by God, consistent with natural law and God's law. And if this is on the ballot, I will be leading the campaign to support that institution of marriage that we have embraced in this state for so many years. But our primary purpose here tonight is to respectfully ask that we have a chance to vote on our Constitution.
Marriage is two people committed to love each other and to build a life together, sharing one another's hopes, dreams, and a lifetime together. Our marriage is woven together with love, honesty, hard work, laughter, trust, and respect. These are core traditional values, not dependent on gender. These are not factors that can be looked upon by outsiders and voted on.
In April 2009, 7 appointed judges who had never faced the vetting of an election gave their opinion that the definition of marriage should be changed from what our Creator made it to what they thought it should be. And they are entitled to that opinion, as wrong as it may be in the light of nature and nature's God.
As marriage terms are blurred, it opens the door to other consequences. How will we fend off bigamy, polygamy, group marriage, marriage to a created computer character?
While I may fear a society where children are not encouraged to have a mommy and a daddy, I fear more the power of unelected men to take away my rights. And I believe that a court or a people that can imagine rights that up until this point were not even thought of by those who have come before us has the power to take those rights away. And it keeps me awake at night and leaves me fearful for the safety and security of my children when the members of this House and the House across the street will not do anything about it.
When the Iowa Supreme Court ruled all adults have the fundamental and constitutional right to civilly marry the person they choose, there was great celebration by many people of faith who understand three things. Equal protection is paramount when the state dispenses rights and responsibilities. Religious viewpoints must be respected yet kept separate from public policy, and every loving relationship is a gift from God.
Whether it's liquor laws, smoking age, gambling, which I call an unofficial tax on stupidity, or dividing marriage, sometimes unrighteousness has to be restrained by the government for the protection of all. Consequently, our efforts are motivated not by hatred for any person, but by a love for a union that was created by God and defined by His Word.
He states in Romans 1 that He has given them over the uncleanness of their own hearts working in their own bodies, that which is unseen. It states later in the chapter of Romans 1 that they which do such things are worthy of death.
Marriage has evolved and changed over the years. The only possible justification for disallowing marriage equality is based on religious belief. Because some denominations, not all, certainly not mine, believe that same-gender love is a sin. They think they should be able to make their religious view the law of the land.
Some faith communities do not marry persons who are divorced. Some do. Some clergy persons do not officiate at interfaith weddings. Some do. Most houses of worship do not marry same-sex couples, but some do. Mine does. There's more than one religious perspective on marriage in Iowa. The current arrangement respects the religious diversity of our state. Houses of worship are free to marry or not marry whomever they wish, and all of Iowa's citizens are equal under the law.
I would not agree with their lifestyle, but I would have more respect for gay and lesbian couples in this state if they were to take to the courts, if they were not to take to the courts, but actually use the legislative process to validate their union in the sight of the state.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Zach Walls.
Good evening, members of the House of Representatives.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to speak before you today.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening.
During my tenure in the Iowa Senate, I voted for an amendment similar to the one that's contemplated tonight. And I was also lead sponsor for a similar constitutional amendment just a few short years ago. But I am here tonight to tell you that I have changed my position on this issue. And I urge a no vote on House Joint Resolution 6. And I ask that this assembly continue to allow same-sex couples the ability to be joined in civil marriage.